Your 30s are supposed to be the decade where everything starts coming together. Better income, more stability, a clearer picture of where your life is going. And for a lot of people, that's exactly what happens on the surface. But then you look at the actual numbers and something doesn't add up. Because most people in their 30s are earning more than they ever have, and yet they feel more financially stuck than they expected to be at this point. The savings account isn't where it should be. The investments haven't really started. The debt from the 20s is still hanging around, and there's this quiet, uncomfortable feeling that time is starting to matter. Here's the thing, that feeling is right. Time does matter. But the problem isn't income, and it isn't bad luck. For most people, it comes down to 5 specific money mistakes that quietly drain wealth during exactly the years when wealth should be building fastest. My name is John. If you're in your 30s and you feel like your finances should be further along than they are, make sure to hit subscribe and drop a thumbs up. Let's get into it. The first mistake is one almost nobody catches in real time, because it doesn't feel like a mistake. It feels like progress. You get a raise, you move to a nicer apartment, you upgrade the car, you start eating at better restaurants, wearing better clothes, taking better trips. And none of that is wrong on its own. But here's the problem. Income goes up, lifestyle goes up with it, and savings rate stays exactly the same. Psychologists call this hedonic adaptation. Your brain adjusts to improvements almost immediately. That new car feels incredible for about 3 months, then it's just your car. And suddenly you need the next upgrade to feel that same satisfaction. The fix isn't to stop enjoying your income, it's to make one simple rule. Every time your income increases, automatically move at least half of the raise into savings or investments before your lifestyle can absorb it. That one rule alone can change the entire trajectory of your financial life in your 30s. The second mistake is probably the most expensive one on this list, and it's the quietest. Most people in their 30s know they should be investing. They intend to start. They're just waiting for the right moment. When the debt is paid off, when they have more saved, when the market feels less uncertain, when things calm down a little. But here's what that delay actually costs. Someone who starts investing $400 a month at 30 and earns 8% annually will have roughly $583,000 by age 60. Someone who waits until 35 to start the same $400 a month at the same return ends up with around $380,000. Same amount invested, same return. 5 years difference. That gap is over $200,000. And this is the brutal math of compounding. The early years aren't the years where you see the most growth. They're the years that make the later growth possible. Skipping them doesn't just delay progress, it permanently reduces the ceiling. The best time to start was your 20s. The second best time is today. The third mistake is one that a lot of people inherit from their 20s and just never deal with. Credit card debt, personal loans, buy now, pay later balances. And the common thread isn't the amount, it's the interest rate. Because high interest debt doesn't just cost you money, it actively works against every financial move you make. If you're paying 20% interest on a credit card balance, no investment in the world is reliably outpacing that cost. Think about it this way. Investing $500 a month while carrying a $5,000 credit card balance at 20% interest is like filling a bathtub with the drain open. The water goes in, but it's also going out. The order of operations matters. High interest debt first, emergency fund second, then investing. Now, not all debt is equal. A mortgage at 4% is a very different situation from a credit card at 22%. The rule isn't eliminate all debt before investing. The rule is eliminate the debt that is costing you more than your investments can realistically earn. The fourth mistake is one that doesn't look like a financial mistake until something goes wrong, and then it looks like a disaster. Most people in their 30s don't have a real emergency fund. They have a savings account that occasionally gets raided, or they have the vague plan of using a credit card if something comes up. And this creates a fragile financial life. One where a $1,500 car repair or a medical bill or a sudden job loss doesn't just create stress, it derails everything. Because without an emergency fund, every unexpected expense becomes debt. And every new piece of debt slows down every other financial goal. The target is 3 to 6 months of living expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account. Not invested, not locked away, accessible, stable, and completely separate from your regular spending. This fund doesn't make you money. That's not its job. Its job is to protect every other financial decision you make from the unpredictability of real life. The fifth mistake is the one that makes all the others worse, and it's the simplest one to explain. Most people in their 30s are managing money reactively. They pay the bills, they save what's left, they invest occasionally when it feels right. But they don't have a clear number they're working toward or a clear timeline to get there. And without a target, there's no strategy. Without a strategy, every financial decision is just a guess. Here's a simple starting point. Pick a number. What do you want to have invested by the time you're 40? $100,000? $200,000? Work backwards from that number to figure out how much you need to invest each month to get there. Then automate that amount. Set it up so it moves on payday without you having to decide. Because the moment investing becomes a decision, it becomes optional. And optional means it doesn't always happen. A clear target turns vague financial stress into a specific, solvable problem. And specific, solvable problems are the only kind worth having. So here's the summary. Mistake 1. Letting lifestyle inflation absorb every raise before savings can. Mistake 2. Treating investing as something to start later and paying the compounding price for that delay. Mistake 3. Carrying high-interest debt that actively cancels out financial progress. Mistake 4. Having no real emergency fund, so every unexpected expense becomes a setback. And mistake 5. Having no clear financial target so there's no strategy to work backward from. None of these mistakes are permanent. Every single one of them is fixable. And your 30s are not too late. In a lot of ways, they're the most important decade. Because the decisions you make right now have more time to compound than any decision you'll make in your 40s or 50s. The difference between people who build wealth in their 30s and people who don't usually isn't income. It's awareness. And now you have it. Now here's the natural next question. You know the mistakes, but what do you actually do with your money once you start fixing them? Because avoiding mistakes is only half the equation. The other half is putting your money to work the right way. And I already made a video that answers exactly that. It's called How to Turn $500 a Month into Financial Freedom, and it breaks down the exact step-by-step system for taking whatever money you free up by fixing these mistakes and turning it into something real over time. I'll link it right here. Watch that one next. It picks up exactly where this one leaves off. If this video helped you see your finances a little differently, hit subscribe. And I want to hear from you. Which of these 5 mistakes hit closest to home? Let me know in the comments, because recognizing the mistake is the first step to fixing it.